Hello, you're with Libby Dyson from Southlake Community Services. I volunteer there, and as part of my volunteering, I make boomerang bags. So boomerang bags are great for the environment. They help with sustainability by preventing excess fabric going into landfill. You can use any sort of fabric for these bags. This is upholstery fabric. You can use netting, old sheets, pillowcases, old jeans, whatever you've got that you can make into a bag. Now, you need about 1 metre of fabric by about 50 centimetres, and I'll link to the proper pattern underneath this video. And we've already done the side seams of our bag, and we've put the pocket on, and on this one we've personalised it with a mobile phone pocket. Now you can do that before you do your side seams because it's easier to do then. So today we're going to look at putting the handles on our bag. So I've already ironed over about 1.5 or 5/8 of an inch, 1.5 centimetres or 5/8 of an inch, and then another 1.5 inches or 4 centimetres, a bit more, for the top of my bag. Alright, so we're going to look at putting the handles on. So what I do is I find the midpoint of my bag on the wrong side. So I've had this one folded so it's easy to find the midpoint. It's about there. And I put a pin in right in the centre. Then I grab my handles, and you can use a tape measure if you want, or you can do it by eye. And I like to put the folded edge on the outside of the bag and the seam on the inside. Now you come along and you leave about 5 centimetres and you put a pin in. So that's one side of our handle done. Then I fold the bag in half like this, so matching the seams, and I turn it round and I put the handle exactly in the same place on the other side and pop another pin in. So make sure you don't twist it as you add it. So just make sure they're at the same level. And you're only popping a pin in through one thickness of fabric, so just the front or the back, whichever one you start on first, and pop a pin in. Now I'm just going to come along and pop a pin in to my side seams just to hold them down. Line your seam up with your machining, pop your pin in. Do the same on the other side. Line your machining up with your seam, pop a pin in. Alright, and then we have a look at the back and pop a pin in about halfway. It doesn't really matter. Now we're going to match up our other handle with the front or the back of your bag. So I can see that I have a handle just here. So that's where I'm going to pop the next handle, just there like that. Pop a pin in through one thickness of your fabric so that you're not pinning your fronts and your backs together. And then do the same as you did before and open your bag up so your side seams are matching. So their side seams are matching. Turn your bag round so it's facing you, and then add your handle in the same place, making sure that you're only going through one thickness of your fabric make sure they match and pop a pin in. Now I pop this pin in going lengthways because I'm going to sew along the top and the bottom of my bag. Alright, I usually start on a seam, any seam, it doesn't really matter. And you can do the bottom of your bag first, I find that's easiest. The top of your bag under your foot. Hold your threads from the top and the bottom if you need to. And I'm lining my iron seam here up with the inside edge of my foot, and I'm just doing a straight stitch, and you start sewing. So go all the way around, just using your straight stitch and making sure you don't catch your handles anywhere else apart from where they're supposed to be. Hold your handles down if you need to. Keep going until you get all the way around. And when you get back to the beginning, you're just going to end off as normal. So a couple of backwards and forward stitches if you want to, and then end off. Take your excess pins out. I leave the ones in for my handle, so I just take all the other pins as I go around, because you don't need them now that you have your the bottom of the hem sewn down. All right, so then we're coming back to where we started, and you can cut off all your excess threads last. Make sure you hold your top and bottom thread down if you need to. And this time you're going to sew along the top of your bag, and we're going to line our folded crease up with the inside right part of our foot. Pop your needle down and just get started. And you're going to sew right the way around. Make sure you don't catch your handles in as you go, and you're just going to go right the way around the top. Alright, so that's our boomerang bag finished, and this one's got an inside pocket. Just trim off any stray threads that you have, just to neaten up the inside, on the outside as well. Trim them off, and your bag is finished. So I hope you've enjoyed this series on making boomerang bags to try and help sustain the environment. And these bags can be used for shopping, for your library books, for just carrying bits and pieces to and from. And they're great because they're washable and you've used up fabric that's not going to landfill. So if you'd like to join this group, contact Southlake Community Centre, and the details are in the last slide of the video, and I'll link to it below the video as well. All right, thanks so much for your time. Bye for now.